Okay, welcome to video 7 of our series, So You Want to Be a Computer Technician. This one is one of my favorites to talk about. This is marketing yourself. A lot of guys do catchy names. I actually saw one place that called themselves Transylvania Computers, and I always wanted to ask them if that meant they sucked their customers' blood, or they just sucked at fixing computers, or they only worked at night, or if they were allergic to garlic. You don't have to have that kind of a name. My company for years has just been my last name and then the word computer service. That has gotten me a lot of market share because people remember my last name. It can be very basic. It doesn't have to be. There's one guy, awesome guys. I've seen computer guys. I've seen computer medic, computer doctor, computer surgeons. I've seen names all over the country. That's cool. If that works for you, that's cool. Whatever you need. I'm presuming you're starting small like I did. You probably don't have enough capital just to go open up a store and slap a sign up. And the way I marketed myself, and within about 2 weeks I was pretty dead-gum busy, was I found a predetermined area that I was willing to work in. And I worked it. I decided that I live in an area with several small communities that are all, bedroom communities. I went into those businesses in those areas because I like working with businesses, and I've worked with around 100 businesses. And what I did was I had a bunch of business cards and eventually pens made. Inexpensively. I spent around $300, so you have to have some capital to get started. But what I did was I parked at the end of a strip mall and drove my nicer vehicle that day, so as people saw me leave, it looked nice. And I went door to door. Now, if I had it to do over again, because I got turned away a fair amount with the business cards, I would have just walked in with the ink pens. I would have led with the ink pens. When you walk in with a fistful of ink pens and you hold them up and smile at the receptionist or whatever that you're dealing with in that small business, you're much more likely to get them to say yes to taking those ink pens. As a matter of fact, in the 8 years I've been in business for myself, I've only ever had one business tell me no to a stack of ink pens. Don't sell yourself short and get crap ink pens. I get clicker pens that are black ink. My company colors are blue and black. So the white actually text on the pens looked better. I had to make some sacrifices there, but I used blue pens with black ink. They're very nice looking. And as of this point, I haven't produced any in about 6 months, and I still have clients that have them and tell me they're some of the best pens they've used. So the pens cost me around 40, it was like 43 cents a piece, I think. So they weren't cheap when you think about buying 300 of them. You're spending every bit of $150 plus, around that area with shipping. But anyway, spent the extra money on those. Got the pens. They did fantastic for me. I'd take about between 5 and 10 into a business and lead with those. Gave me plenty of an opportunity to talk to them. And in many instances, I didn't have to tell them about my business. They asked me about my business because I was leading with the ink pens. I would hand them to them and they'd say, "Oh, so-and-so computer service. Awesome. What can I do for you?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm just dropping these off today." And they say, "Well, thank you very much. Are you new to the area?" And I'd say, "Well, I've lived here for a number of years, going into business for myself." "Well, where'd you used to work?" It was a fantastic opportunity for me to take care of them. And I would tell them, "Hey, by the way, I guarantee my work for 30 days. Anything goes wrong, I'm going to back it up for 30 days, and if I can't fix it, I don't charge." And they'd go, "Really? How's that working out for you?" And I'd say, "You know what? I average about, 2 customers a year that I can't help them, and it's something that they need somebody else or whatever." And they're like, "Wow, that's pretty good." That's how I do business. And those, between the honesty and the ink pens like that, fantastic. So started small. My wife told me, she was kind of funny about it when I started my business. She said, "All right, I'm going to give you 3 weeks, and if you don't have clients at the end of about 3 weeks, you're going to be looking for a job." She said, I'm not supporting you," which she wasn't being mean to me. She dealt with a boyfriend in the past that was kind of lackadaisical. And I told her, I said, "I respect that." And I went out there and I worked my butt off canvassing the local communities, and at the end of 2 weeks I had as much business as I could handle. I already had my phone number set up and everything. I was ready to go. So that's one of those things you got to think about when you're getting ready to start. Next, in every video, we talk about a book or books that you need to be looking at for your business. There's several books that you can look at. Another one of the set that I recommend is the XP Bible, the Vista Bible, Windows Vista Bible. This is the Vista Bible Desktop Edition, and then there is the Windows 7 Bible. I recommend at least one of these, at least one edition of each of these versions, meaning one for the XP, one for the Vista, and one for the 7, that you have these. My office space that's not filled with computers is filled with books, and from where I'm sitting I can see Windows Vista Secrets, I can see Windows Command Line, Windows Registry Guide, Windows XP Annoyances, and Windows XP Hacks. I can see those just from where I'm sitting without standing up. Those are the kind of books that you need for instant references. Anyway, I've got to cut this video short. I've got to call a customer and start backing up their data. They've got a crash build of Windows, and I need to give them an ETA on when they're going to get their computer back. So don't forget to take care of the customer. They're always right. They always come first, and treat them like gold, because they are, and they'll treat you like gold. And then don't forget to subscribe. We got more good stuff on the way. Have a great day. Bye.